Ever feel like your living room has suddenly turned into a high-stakes courtroom? You ask your little one to put on their shoes, and suddenly it's a full-blown negotiation. Or worse, a standoff. If you've ever found yourself thinking, why does my sweet child have to be so difficult? Trust me, you are not alone. I'm a child psychologist, but more importantly, I'm someone who talks to parents every day who feel just as exhausted as you do. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on why kids actually dig their heels in. And here's a little secret. It's usually not because they're trying to ruin your day. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the why, but you'll have the exact tools to turn those battles into breakthroughs. Let's dive in. So let's start with the big question. Why? Why do they say no to things they actually like, or refuse to move an inch when we're in a hurry? First, I want you to take a deep breath and realize something important. Stubbornness is actually a sign of healthy development. I know, it doesn't feel healthy when you're late for work, but hear me out. When a child starts being stubborn, they are essentially discovering their own will. They're realizing for the first time that they are a separate person from you. They're testing their power, exploring their boundaries, and trying to see how the world reacts when they take a stand. In the world of psychology, we don't see this as bad behavior. We see it as a growth spurt for their personality. Think about it from their perspective for a second. From the moment they wake up, we tell them what to wear, what to eat, where to go, and when to sleep. Their whole life is basically a series of instructions from giant people. Around age 2 or 3, and again in the preteen years, this internal drive for autonomy kicks in. Using the word no is the most powerful tool they have to feel like they have some control over their own lives. It's like they're saying, I exist and I have a choice. When we understand that their stubbornness is just a clumsy attempt at becoming independent, it becomes a lot easier to stay calm. It's not a personal attack on your parenting. It's just a toddler trying to find his seat at the table. Now, let's talk about the hardware. A child's brain is literally under construction. The part of the brain responsible for logic, self-control, and seeing the big picture, the prefrontal cortex, doesn't fully finish developing until someone is in their mid-20s. So, when your child is having a meltdown because they wanted the blue cup instead of the red one, they aren't being irrational on purpose. In that moment, their emotional brain has completely hijacked their logical brain. They don't have the brakes yet to slow down those big feelings. They feel a sense of injustice, and their body reacts with full force. Expecting a 4-year-old to be logical during a standoff is like expecting a kitten to do algebra. It's just not wired in yet. I want to pause here and talk to you, the parent. Because, let's be honest, staying calm and psychological is really hard when you've had 4 hours of sleep and there's oatmeal on the ceiling. It's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to feel like you're losing your mind. We often feel like our child's stubbornness is a reflection of us, like people are judging us in the grocery store. But here is the truth. Your child's behavior is not a report card on your parenting. You can be a world-class parent and still have a child who refuses to wear pants. The goal isn't to have a perfectly compliant child. It's to build a relationship where they feel safe enough to express their will, even when it's inconvenient for us. So, how do we actually handle this without losing our cool? The first and easiest trick is what I call the illusion of choice. Since the child's main goal is to feel in control, give it to them, but on your terms. Instead of saying, "Go put your shoes on," try asking, "Do you want to wear your sneakers or your boots today?" Either way, they're putting on shoes. But because they made the decision, the stubbornness trigger in their brain stays off. They feel like the boss of their own feet. You can use this for everything. Do you want to brush your teeth before we read a story or after? It's a simple shift, but it moves the conversation from a me versus you battle to a we're making a plan collaboration. This next one is a game changer. Connection before correction. When your child is digging their heels in, their threat response is usually active. If we come at them with a loud voice or a "because I said so," we're just adding fuel to the fire. Instead, try getting down on their eye level. Touch their shoulder gently. Acknowledge what they're feeling. You might say, "I see you're really having fun with those blocks, and it's hard to stop playing, right?" Just by naming the feeling, you're telling their brain, "I'm on your side." Once they feel understood, their defenses drop. Only then can you move to the instruction. It's much harder to be stubborn with someone who genuinely seems to get why you're upset. Another big reason for stubbornness is transitions. Moving from playtime to dinner time is a huge shift for a little brain. Imagine you're in the middle of a great movie and someone suddenly flips the TV off and tells you to go wash the dishes. You'd be annoyed too, right? This is where routines and warnings become your best friend. Instead of an abrupt change, give them a countdown. In 5 minutes, the Lego City goes to sleep and we go to the table. Use a timer if you have to. Let the timer be the bad guy instead of you. When children know exactly what's coming next, their anxiety goes down, and their need to fight for control goes down with it. If all else fails, use the most underrated parenting tool in the shed: playfulness. Stubbornness is very heavy and serious. If you can make it light, the resistance often melts away. If they won't walk to the bathroom, say, "I bet I can hop like a frog to the bathroom faster than you can." Or, put their shoe on your own hand and pretend it's a puppet that's looking for a foot to live on. Laughter releases oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone. It's almost impossible for a child to remain stubbornly defiant while they're giggling. I know it takes a little extra energy to be silly when you're tired, but trust me, it's much faster than a 40-minute power struggle. As we wrap this up, I want you to remember one thing. This is a phase, not a forever. That stubborn, strong-willed child you have right now, that same trait is what's going to help them stand up to peer pressure later, or become a leader who doesn't give up when things get tough. Your job isn't to break their will, but to guide it with love and patience. You're doing a great job, even on the days when it feels like nobody is listening. Try one of these tips tomorrow. Give a choice, or try a little silliness, and see what happens. Thanks for watching, and remember, breathe, connect, and keep going. You've got this. I'll see you in the next video.